fucking name!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. Now, we are joined by Paul Hall, Neil, somebody who's trying to get in while I'm doing my intro, which is Adam, and Tenth Man. I think I've covered all of them, and also a whole bunch of people in Discord. So welcome, one and all.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Wow.
Good morning.
Just for future reference, those of you who've joined on Google, please don't join while I'm doing the intro. Right on the hour, I see all things flashing and invites saying, please let me in while I'm looking at a camera, like Arwin's just done. But I have actually finished on camera now, to be fair. So once Arwin's in and we've said hello, we'll do a bit of housekeeping. Hello, Arwin. 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 Arwin!
Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I had my sound off and I was on mute.
Okay.
Oh.
And you're a bit too
Hi.
loud, so maybe back off your mic.
I'm loud?
A little bit, just back off your mic, maybe 2 or 3 inches. And make sure you...
All right. Well,
make
it's
sure-
better than... Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Stop these sound things today.
Right. Okie dokie.
Yeah, at least I'm just normal. Because that sucked when yesterday nobody could hear me.
Yes, it does, but let's not discuss it right at the beginning of the show. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere-edge horizon, formerly known as Earth curvature? Shout out to Trey George for the super chat. Thank you very much, Trey.
Yeah, I'll steal Adam's thunder. Nothing, Nottingham.
They never claimed the geometric horizon. Haven't you heard Rumpus?
Yeah, they do. They claim boats and buildings are blocked by it, and they can qualify it with a feet and inches value for how much the physical geometric sphere-edge horizon has obstructed the thing in the distance. They absolutely equate the horizon we see to a physical geometric sphere-edge horizon that only exists in the maths. It's a reification fallacy.
Yep. Yeah, but you can't really see it. It's just a point within photographs where it can be assessed that that is where the geometric horizon is. Now, of course, it doesn't look like a horizon at that point. It's just a point in a picture of where the geometric horizon should be. And they call it a horizon, but it doesn't actually match what a geometric horizon should be. But that's what it is nonetheless. So, yeah, take it or leave it.
Well, let me spend a little time on this. So the Earth, if it's a sphere, according to research you can do on shapes and stuff, if it's a sphere, it has a surface but not a face. And so we're having a little fun with the ballers here because they're saying Earth curve is what blocks the bottoms of boats and buildings rather than perspective and all the other things that go with perspective. So where is your Earth curve, which is your edge? Oh, but you only have a surface. There is really no edge, but it's something that supposedly blocks the bottom of boats and buildings.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. Either it's a physical obstruction at the horizon called Earth curve edge, or it isn't. Now they're telling us it isn't. Okay, so the horizon's not an Earth curve edge then. Great, welcome to Flat Earth.
Indeed.
Any evidence of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
None whatsoever. They see the stars and sun and moon move, and they say it's the Earth moving. It's just so backwards.
Yeah, that's not us moving, is it? That's a.
Well, Adam,
So, although
A bit hold on, you're a bit quiet, Adam. You're a little bit quiet.
Oh, sorry, my mic's a little bit far. Is that better?
Yes.
Isn't this the one they should be proudly shouting as a Coriolis claim for them now? I do like that one, Nathan. I do like the way you've that one appeared. Because I'll be honest, before you'd said it, it never even occurred to me. It is, you know what I mean? But
what are you referring to? The
guys.
Coriolis virus?
yeah, no, well, so if I put my ball head on, then yes, the Coriolis effect I see of the sun is my evidence. And I'm taking my bowler hat straight off.
I've got you. So what you're saying is the fact that the sun moves and it's claimed Earth turns underneath it at 15 degrees an hour, second reference frame, Coriolis drift is why the sun appears to move. It's an apparent deflection. As Earth turns underneath, that would be Coriolis deflection. You would say that loud and proud is their claim. We have Coriolis drift. And it's asserted with other things like bullets and balls, i.e. Earth turns underneath them at 15 degrees an hour, gyroscopes, pendulum, same thing. Therefore, flight times would be reduced and we can finally get to the point of actually pummeling their actual claim rather than pointing out to them what they should be claiming as they deny it because they've been infected with the Coriolis virus.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Probably giving them a decent argument there. Stop it.
Yeah, it won't be an argument where basically the audience, including idiots like Simon Dan, watch the argument and assume that we're claiming Earth should turn underneath at 15 degrees an hour, when that's not their claim. So you end up, as an audience member, listening to a flat earther pointing out to a globe earther what they should be claiming and why they are denying it and why they shouldn't be denying what they should claim. And you never get to the point of saying Earth isn't turning underneath anything at 15 degrees an hour. If it was, it'd shorten flight times. You'd have drones whizzing away 1,000 miles an hour on the equator because you were spinning underneath them at 1,000 miles an hour, as is claimed. 15 degrees an hour drift, that's 1,000 miles an hour on the equator. Well, if stuff not attached drifts away at 15 degrees an hour, that's a drone flying away from you at 1,000 miles an hour on the equator, if it was real. It isn't.
Now you've ruined it now, yeah. You've destroyed that argument. It held together for a sentence or two longer than what the ballers have, but...
haven't we already seen that response though? Because didn't somebody come in here and ask us, well, how is the sun shining underneath these clouds? And we asked them, well, how did the sun get there in your narrative, right? And we all know that in his narrative, the sun got there because the Earth is rotating, but he clearly said, oh, that's irrelevant.
Yeah, it was Ed.
Well, how is that irrelevant? Isn't that the whole point?
Yes.
Ridiculous.
There's now several things that we can attribute to their actual globe claim. Their globe claim is 15 degrees an hour drift. That's how they phrase it. As simplistic and as short as that. 15 degrees an hour drift. They don't say of what, and they don't say why. Well, it's 15 degrees an hour drift as Earth turns underneath things that aren't attached, so they appear to drift. That's Coriolis effect. Now, if I say Coriolis effect, everyone will know what that is, and normally associate it with an Earth that turns, even though it's an effect that you could observe on a roundabout. But they won't necessarily put the two things together. It's claimed Earth has Coriolis effect. That would be the effect of us turning underneath stuff not attached, seeing them seem to drift. Well, once you understand that Earth is claimed to turn underneath stuff not attached to cause Coriolis deflection, you can say that would mean Earth's turning underneath stuff not attached then. Well, it isn't. Charlotte to LA would take an hour and a half instead of 4.5 hours. So it's travelling west with Earth turning underneath it, claimed to be 800 miles an hour at that latitude. Well, then you'd have an hour and a half flight time because Earth's turning underneath it, so the guy on the ground can look up at the plane and go, oh, wow, look, it looks like it's drifting. That's me turning underneath it, you know, that's called Coriolis effect on a turning Earth. And does anybody ever say that ever? Well, if they do, it's not because Earth's turning underneath the plane, because that would shorten the flight time. Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Nope.
Is that it? No.
Well, we're not here.
No, no sun anywhere right now. It's just a bunch of gray soup. I don't even know literally where the sun would be angular-wise at this point. And that's all the information we got anyway, so...
No.
Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Yes.
Who said yes?
Somebody said yes.
Yeah.
Somebody whispered it.
So proud of their gravity.
Feel free. Scientific evidence. What is it? I think you were hallucinating. I didn't hear anybody say yes.
No, someone said yes.
It was a
I
group
didn't hear it.
hallucination then.
I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Come on, brave soul. Who said yes? Scientific evidence of gravity, please. If we don't hear anything, we'll have to move on. Okay, let's widen the net. Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics?
They could, but they don't, because their tradition is that of a storytelling tradition, and the more science get involved, the more it becomes apparent it's all just a just so story anyway.
I have a question.
Oh, here's our yes man.
Sorry, any
I have a
single
question.
viable hypothesis for any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics. This isn't your turn to ask questions. It's your turn to give answers for the Western world's belief they're on a sphere, in this instance with scientific evidence.
Okay, I just got a question, so I don't have answers. I just got a question, so my bad.
Okay, can you wait till after, please? Any viable hypotheses? Anybody at all?
Nope. Not from Nottingham. Got it back then.
Well,
Any other-
if they have them, when they be printed somewhere, when they made the claims, they would show us.
Yeah, you'd expect that. But no, there is no scientific evidence for the sphere Earth they claim we stand upon. It's merely a philosophy that's been reified. Any evidence of the R value, Earth radius?
No, Black Swan took care of that.
Not in 2020.
Not ever. It's a Jedi mind trick. Always has been.
Any evidence that you can have gas pressure without the necessary antecedent of a container to press upon?
Absolutely not.
That would literally debunk the definition of gas pressure.
Right. The force it exerts on the walls of its container. That concludes the housekeeping. Now, my question to Stranger Danger. Given that you haven't answered a single question, why would we answer anything of you?
I have a question
Because
for the
you-
ballers.
Hold on, Arwin. Clearly I was talking to somebody else.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Stranger Danger.
Okay. So, there are people who have knowledge, and there are people who are trying to obtain knowledge, right? And when you're trying to obtain knowledge, then you got to turn to the people that have knowledge, right? The people that do not have knowledge cannot answer questions because they do not have the knowledge to answer those questions. The people that have the knowledge and you can obtain knowledge from can answer questions because they do have that knowledge to answer questions. So that's my reasoning why I suppose it would be fair for you to answer questions, even though I cannot answer your questions. Because you claim you have a superior knowledge.
Oh, when did I claim that?
You're implying it.
Sorry, you just said I
By the
claimed
fact
it.
that
So you're a liar. So you're a
you're
liar
implying it by the
immediately.
fact that
As
you're
soon as you
proclaiming
start
your-
saying things I haven't said, and I ask you on the spot, when have I said it? I haven't. So you're just a liar.
I'm saying, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you have directly said it.
You did just say that. That's what you just said, you piece of shit. You just lied. I just called you on it, and now you're retracting your outright, overt lie.
Well, he said he implied
I did
it.
not say.
But
I did not
how
say
do you
that
do?
you're
How do you
claiming it.
imply that? That makes no sense.
It's just said. I'm not saying I'm saying you're claiming it. Those were your exact words.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was phrasing this wrong.
Okay,
What
I
I
forgive
meant
you.
is, what I meant is that just realizing the Earth is flat implies superior knowledge to what the majority of the world, to the worldview of the majority of the world. Because the majority
Sorry,
Can
that's
I
a
just take
baseless
that
generalization
point, that
and stereotyping
implication,
fallacy. So you're going to speak for the general world's view. No, baseless generalization stereotyping fallacy. Any more fallacies for us? Or quotes I haven't said?
Okay,
or claims I
that's
haven't
not-
made?
you're-
Or any more things that you're going to talk through me? When I point out that you've just used a baseless generalization fallacy, you're going to talk through that too? I'm talking. You're being told off for using a baseless generalization fallacy and talking for the entire world.
Okay, you're missing the point of what I said.
What, that the entire world thinks what you think as one man? No, I'm not missing the point. I'm highlighting a baseless generalization and stereotyping fallacy, which you are now ignoring.
Exactly, you're missing the point because that's not the point of what I said.
Oh, well, why did you say that the general thoughts and feelings of the world are as follows, and then state your feelings as an individual, only today that, like with the claim I've not made, that's not what you're saying, even though it's precisely what you have just said.
It's not the point of what I've said.
What's your point?
The point is that realizing the Earth is flat implies superior knowledge to not having realized that.
Says you.
That's the point of what I
Says
said.
you. To you. Based on your opinion.
Okay.
One man. Okay, thanks for your
Yes.
opinion. That's nice. That's a nice
Okay.
opinion.
So, okay, yes. So, as someone who has inferior knowledge, I suppose
Right,
it's
we all
fair
we
to
all
ask
have
questions
we all
by
have
not-
the same knowledge. This is fundamentally incorrect assumption with regards to how and what drives a flat earther to come to their conclusion. We all have the same knowledge. What
It doesn't imply. No, it doesn't imply
is
an
that-
intent or drive.
I haven't finished.
Can you
I
let
did
him
not go
finish?
there. That's not the point.
Let
You're
him
missing my
finish.
point again.
I haven't
Let Adam
finished.
finish.
The knowledge we all
It doesn't
have is
matter.
the same.
You're
Oh,
missing
God,
the
you're going
point.
to get removed.
I was answering.
Stop
I was
rumpusing.
answering
Stop
the
it.
question.
Stop it.
I was answering
Hello?
the question.
Masto,
Why
stop
I
being
would
a
think
dick face,
that you
bro.
would answer questions from
Relax
me, even though I
yourself,
did
man.
not answer any questions from you, because I do not have the
Clown, this is
knowledge,
always
but
how
you
this guy is.
imply that you have knowledge by having realized something I did not.
Okay, thank you. That's your opinion.
That was
We've
the
established
answer
that already.
to your
You don't
question-
need to
to
say
the
it 5
question
more
people
times.
usually
I'm
ask.
going to remove you. Right? You don't need to repeat it. We heard it. Now someone else is talking. You don't need to repeat your exact same nonsense through the top of someone else. Do it again. End of your
Well,
time
you
here.
keep missing the point, though.
I don't need to hear it repeated. If you say you're missing my point through someone else again, I will remove you. So say it again so I can do it now. Go on, Adam.
Okay, so probably just to bring it back to that. So we all have the same knowledge. What the difference is, we're coming to different conclusions. Now, our conclusions are based on real science, and gas pressures probably a good example of this. Your paradigm says we can have it without it, even though all the science, all the knowledge we have is exactly the same. We're just coming to a different conclusion. Ours, based by sticking with natural law, yours, based on a religious viewpoint. But it's the knowledge is the same. We don't hold any secret knowledge.
Okay, can you
on.
define knowledge?
No, I don't need to. You define what you're classing as knowledge that you think I've got secret to you.
Okay, I'm gonna define knowledge then.
Fine.
Knowledge is a justified true belief.
Justified true belief.
Fuck outta here.
Yes.
He's totally
So we
wrong.
do not-
Knowledge is
So-
the word.
We do not have the same
science.
knowledge if we come to different conclusions.
Excuse me. Scientia, knowledge, science is its knowledge is science.
That's
Are you
not the
going to
definition of
the point
science.
that I put to you though?
So knowledge
which
and
is your
science
first-
are not equivalent. They are strongly correlated with each other. They're
Okay,
not
let's just
equivalent.
try again. Adam's put a point to you that we don't claim to have some secret knowledge, but you've not addressed him.
Okay, yeah, okay. I never implied that.
You implied that the entire world thinks it, based on your single man's opinion.
Okay, so
Not
That was
okay,
the-
right? You've just implied that the entire world thinks this, based on your single opinion about it. And you're saying, well, no, you're not getting the point. Yeah, we are.
no, I'm not. I never stated an opinion of mine. So,
Oh, really? You didn't just give a baseless generalization that the entire world thinks as you do? You didn't do that. Yeah, you did.
no, No, that wasn't. You're missing my point.
Oh, I'm just missing the point. Not listening carefully and pulling apart fallacy. I'm just missing the point. It's basically, I don't understand.
So now I have answered the question of yours. Do you think it's fair if I ask a question now?
Do whatever you like. You can ask a question. I don't control your bloody windpipe and your tongue.
Would you mind answering that question as well?
Maybe. We'll have to see, won't we?
Okay.
You can't control me either,
Okay.
remember? It works both ways.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, you can control my actions in this channel because you're the moderator here. So my question is, do you know what an argument from silence is?
No, tell us what an argument from silence is.
Does that mean you don't know what an argument from silence is?
What, me saying
Just say
no,
is it
tell us
no?
what it means. Does me saying no and you could tell us mean I don't know? Maybe me saying no and then inviting you to tell us implies other than me saying no. What kind of a thicko are you? Why would you need to clarify that?
I'm sorry, the no was cut off, so to me it sounded like a side and tell us. So, my bad, this was just a misunderstanding.
No worries. Tell
So
us
an
what an
argument
argument from silence is.
from
Feel free.
Okay. So an argument from silence is to express a conclusion that is based on the absence of a statement in historical documents, or rather than their presence, where it would be expected to have that statement, basically. That's an argument from silence.
They're saying somebody who doesn't give a response to a question. For example, if I was to ask you for the reason why we have premature sycamore pollination in the north of England on a sphere, and you were to fail to answer that, that would be my victory if you could then claim argument from silence. No, just because I haven't answered doesn't mean that your position's correct. Am I right?
I'm not concluding to, like, I don't know where you're putting this victory and loss thing in there. That confused me.
Well, a fallacy implies that someone's made an argument.
Yes.
You know what a
Right.
fallacy is, right?
So I gave an example of an argument that I'd claim
Yeah, but
defeat
that's not
based on you
imply win and
based on
loss.
you not answering it, and now I'm explaining it, something you don't understand because you're ignorant and didn't listen, and you're talking through me. What gives?
I just told you that you lost me halfway through,
Okay.
and then you were like scolding me for that, I guess.
What's your point? What has this got to do with anything? Is this going to ever lead anywhere?
No, it's not.
Okay. I just don't really understand the concept of your show.
Oh, that's a shame. Is that it? You don't understand, so you've
How
come
long
here to
have you
tell
been
us that
doing
you
this
don't
at Mass
understand.
Show? This is the best you got at this point.
Well, you got to take it easy on him, Chocolate. He did say he was inferior.
The clue's in the title.
Seriously.
The clue's in the
Do you-
title.
Do you mind? Okay, it's not a debate. What you're doing here is not a debate. That's why I'm confused.
That's because you haven't brought any
That's
arguments.
because you
yet.
guys have no points, Master.
It's not a debate. I've bought nothing, and there's nothing to challenge. I've made no claims except baseless stereotyping fallacies about the whole of the world's thoughts, and declaring you've made claims you haven't. So, other than the fact that you've used a couple of fallacies, yeah, what? You haven't got anything to offer, therefore not a debate? No, you just haven't got anything to offer.
Okay, so I would appreciate if you stopped slandering me. That
Sorry, I didn't slander you. I listened
What?
precisely to what you said and then gave detailed descriptions of the fallacies you employed. That's not slander. What are you talking about?
we already established that that generalization fallacy was not the point of what I was saying.
No, we didn't establish that. We established it was your one man's opinion that you wanted to widen the breadth of by attributing it to everybody in the world.
Again, this was not the point of what I
Yes, and we thanked you for your opinion.
By referring back to it, you're slandering.
Your point is merely an opinion you hold.
No, it's not.
Oh, really?
Hey,
So
can I
it's
try-
your fact that we have absolutely expressed details that we have advanced knowledge over and above everyone else because we think Earth is flat. You think you can demonstrate that, do you? It's not just one man's opinion. Yeah, it is.
the point of what I was saying was demonstrating why I thought it was fair for you to answer questions, even though I did not answer questions. Now, I would appreciate, or I would probably understand the purpose of this panel better if I knew what the purpose of the housekeeping questions is.
Oh, okay.
What the
Why
fuck?
you ask?
Well, what do you think the purpose is? What do you think the purpose of asking on a show named Flat Earth Debate if there is any evidence of Earth being curved? You don't see the point in that. Then you are mentally retarded.
Well,
Can I ask him a
abstractly,
question?
yes, I would assume.
Yeah, and that's
the
not
purpose is
slander,
to
by the
find-
way, the mental retardation. That's just a sound
Okay.
conclusion of the facts.
Okay, so
Ernesto,
yes.
let me ask you something. Did you have any
Can I
answers
first
for
answer
any of the questions?
Nathan's question, please? Like Nathan asked me a question, what do you think the purpose is? And I would attempt to
I
explain.
didn't ask that question. I said,
Go
what?
ahead.
I expressed my disbelief that on a show called Flat Earth Debate, when asking any evidence of Earth curvature, that you wouldn't understand the point of that. I didn't ask you a question. I expressed disbelief that you couldn't understand that and declared quite openly that that would make you mentally retarded. I didn't ask you anything.
So you asked a rhetorical question then. Okay.
I didn't ask a question. I stated a fact, right? That which you have stated, which you used to say on a Flat Earth Debate show named thus, when asking any evidence of Earth curve, you fail to see the point in that. That's ludicrous. Stupidity.
Well, Nathan, I will quote you. What you said, what do you think the purpose
You know what you
of the
could do
question-
to
of this
establish the
question?
purpose of this show, Edmasto? You know what you could do? You can give us an answer to the question. And then you could be really happy because then it would be a debate, wouldn't it? Right? So
Nah,
is there any
no, it wouldn't.
evidence for your spinning ball space monkey religion?
It would be a scam. It wouldn't be a debate. I have followed this show, and I know it would not lead to a debate.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah, you know
won't
why?
allow-
Because you
won't
don't
allow
have
it.
any
Okay.
answers.
Okay, back
Because
off
the
you.
Earth is not a globe.
Arwen, you're
That's
distorting.
why.
Please.
doesn't-
Hello, everyone. Arwen, please. You're distorting to all hell.
This show would not lead to a debate.
Sorry, your purpose in being here is to debate whether or not this is a debate show. Am I correct?
No, I'm just telling you.
Oh, you're just here to tell the host of a debate show, having asked multiple questions about the nature of reality, you're here to tell him it's not a debate. Is that correct?
You're a host of a debate show that has a panel that consists of people that follow and parrot your beliefs blindly.
Oh, really? So you parrot my beliefs blindly, do you? You state also that the Earth is obviously and observably flat. This is you on my panel stating that because you believe it blindly, correct?
You're the one.
Stutter for me! That'll be the taste of my nuts.
You
So clearly not a panel full of people who agree with me then. Your presence defies your own nonsense, mate.
really. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
you just destroyed yourself, man.
Yeah, really. That's right. That is my balls in your mouth. That's really, yes, that's really.
how big?
How big are they? Huge. Salty too.
So how big is the fact?
They're
This is really
huge.
all you
They're
got,
in your
man.
mouth.
This is
They're
really all you got.
teabagging you. That's what's happening. You've just declared this is a panel full of people who are basically sycophants. And yet here you are disagreeing with us.
How big?
How is it time to move on to an annihilation of your debating point? Also rendering your claim that this isn't a debate false.
This isn't a debate.
Oh, really? Even though we've just done a little debate and proven you wrong, and you've been annihilated, you've even proven your own claim wrong by your own presence here, and yet you think this isn't a debate. Yeah, again, stupid, mate.
This is not a debate.
Yeah, you keep parroting and chanting that, but it is. You're
know
just
why?
idiotic.
You know why you might
He's
think
right,
that,
though.
Because every day we ask people, do they have any evidence for their ball, and they do not. Do you?
I'd like to.
Who
Ed
are you
Master?
asking?
I'd like to remind him that when Nathan asked a question about any scientific evidence of gravity, he had a very silent but audible yes, but he wouldn't respond. So why did you say yes to that question and not give the evidence, Headmaster?
I did not say yes.
Flat Earth debating and stop debating about debating.
Quick shout
What
out
is a
to
debate?
quick shout out to James Richard. An argument from science should require scientific evidence. Indeed, James. Thank you for the super chat.
So you said yes to evidence
See,
scientifically
this is not
for
a debate.
gravity.
This is
Please
you
present
making money.
it so we can have a debate.
It's got an issue with me making money. That's the
You know
problem.
what I find funny is that this clown has been
because
around
you're
doing
scamming
this
people
for a
to do
while,
so. That's,
right?
That's,
Doing
that's
this on
the bullshit
24/7,
part
coming
about
here
it.
with this
That's,
crap. And what he's doing, he never actually holds a point, right? Never actually tries to debate a certain side. He always tries to stay real neutral, and then will ask you about your point. So I find it kind of funny that you'll come in here and say, "Oh, this is not a debate show," when we've just asked you about what 9 questions you had no response to. You whispered yes to one of them, but won't talk about that, right? But then continue to talk about how this is not a debate show when you're here to debate. Do you know how ridiculous you sound?
Well, he's not here to debate. He's complaining
has
there's no
nothing
debate
to
because
debate.
he won't engage in a debate. That's why there's no debate here, because he
Clown.
won't engage in the debate.
So is this a debate right now?
Do you need us to make a claim for it to be a debate? Is that what you're saying? If I make a claim, will you challenge it?
No, I didn't say
You
what.
didn't want to actually have a debate. You want to turn it into a non-debate. If I make a claim, will you challenge it? Because you're here on a debate show saying it's not a debate. So I'm saying, will you defy that and make it a debate if that's your issue by challenging a claim I make? Is that what you need?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna challenge you on a statement.
Oh, right, okay.
Because my experience is that there's no
You're a real clown.
justified moderation.
Moderation.
Then why are you here?
Needs to be
Oh,
biased.
the format. Oh, the
It's the
format's
format,
not good.
Not the format, not the format.
Why are you
not
here,
the format
then?
itself, not the
Why are you
construct
here?
itself, but how it's executed.
Fine. Why are you here then?
Well, I did state my purpose initially, and I did actually ask my question, and I did get an answer. So
No,
there's
why are you here
no
if
reason
it's
for me
not
to be
a
talking
proper
about it.
show for
You're
you? Why
right.
do you even come?
I'm sorry.
If the deck is stacked
Well,
against you and you don't like the format, why do you come?
To inform myself in order to reduce my personal bias, basically.
In order to reduce your
This is
personal
a
bias.
concept that's because we as human, like, it's natural that you tend to want to confirm the opinions and the views that you already hold, the beliefs that you already hold.
No, that's what you want to do.
And I actively I mitigate that by actively acting against it, and by actually informing myself and taking in information that I do not agree with, that
Like what?
do not comply with my initial view with what I'm comfortable with.
Okay, like what? Can you give me an
And
example?
that will reduce my personal bias.
Yes, I get that. Can you give us an example? This new information you've taken on board that's in an attempt to be non-conformative to your personal bias. Give us an example.
Well, of this show?
Any example?
Okay, any example. I've learned, or I've learned to understand how flat Earth things, how on the flat Earth things should disappear bottom up. How this is understood to happen. I've learned how that is understood to work by taking in such information.
Okay, fill us in. And you're saying this has challenged your current belief?
I'm not saying this has challenged my current belief. I'm just saying that this is what I learned, and therefore it reduced my personal bias.
Okay.
And
you say you've learned it.
Different conclusion.
when you say you've learnt it,
Mhm.
does that mean you have taken it on board as correct?
No.
So you haven't learned it.
Yeah, I've learned it, and I've also learned why it's wrong.
Oh, right,
So,
great.
and I have also concluded why it's wrong. But
Excellent.
Please
Can you
tell
tell
us.
us? Could you tell us that?
what I've learned, or why I've concluded
Both.
Why it's
like-
wrong.
Both. What you've learned and why it's wrong. About what flat earthers give the reason for why things disappear into the distance. Feel free to tell us what you've learned and how it's wrong.
Okay. But what I've learned probably takes if I was prepared for that, I would probably be able to burn it down to 10 minutes.
That's okay. Got
Yeah,
all-
that's
Real,
fine.
should be real easy, man.
Much
Yeah,
time
but
as you
Just
I'm
tell
need.
not
us real
prepared
quick.
for
No,
that
no,
Why
right
that's
is
now,
fine.
so-
No, chocolate, that's fine. If it takes you 10 minutes, I don't mind.
Okay, I said if I was prepared for it, but I haven't prepared for this. I have not prepared a presentation for this. So
So you haven't
It'll
learned
take
it.
20 minutes.
So when you said to us that you'd learned it to challenge your current feelings, you haven't learned it. You'd have to go away and learn it.
no, I would.
Well, then you haven't learned it
Yeah.
because you're saying that you haven't learned it and you couldn't do it without preparation, even if you had 10 minutes straight to do it in. So you have not learned this stuff that you feel is wrong. But you still feel it's wrong, though, right?
Nathan, you didn't let me finish.
I asked you, I gave you 10 minutes. I was on mute. I had the panel on mute. I said you can have 10 minutes. Take as much time as you need. Those were my exact words. Now that I've pointed out that you haven't learned anything, you can't detail that which you assume is incorrect, even though you can't repeat it back to us. You're going to tell me that, I haven't given you a chance to speak. I gave you 10 minutes. You said I said 10 minutes. Have as much time as you need.
Okay, Nathan.
Not okay, you just haven't learned anything. What you're telling us is wrong. You're saying, I've learned all about flat Earth and I know how it's wrong. So much so that it's challenged my fundamental belief and I've proven it to be presumably right. Complete stark contrast to what you're claiming you've done, which is to prove your current rhetoric wrong in learning new things. But what you're saying is, I have learnt new things and they didn't prove what I know wrong. We ask you what you've learned and how it's wrong, and you can't tell us. So you haven't learned anything. All you're doing is confirming that your standard belief hasn't had anything taught to yourself to challenge it that you could detail to us now. So in other words, what you believe that I haven't learned is wrong, and my standard belief that I have in no way challenged because I haven't learned anything to challenge it is right. That's what you're telling us.
No.
That's crazy.
No. So, okay, you've just told us that you can tell us how flat earthers who understand what goes into the distance and why it's disappearing is wrong. Well, I'd like you to do that then. If no, then you can do that. That would be the thing that demonstrates me to be incorrect. You doing it, telling us what it is we believe, according to you, and how it's wrong.
So what I've said is, if I had prepared a presentation for it, I could probably boil it down to 10 minutes.
Go on then.
But I did
Feel
not.
free.
I did not. But I did not prepare a presentation of this.
Okay,
right?
if you need a little
It'll
longer,
take you like 20 minutes?
No worries.
Half
Alright,
hour?
boil it
No
down.
worries.
So
if it
since
takes you a bit
I did
longer, no
not-
worries.
Since I did not boil it down already, I would stumble on a lot, and it would probably be very, very frustrating for everybody involved.
What, you not knowing what you were
It's
talking
gonna
about
be
would be
any-
frustrating? Yeah, shock horror. When people babble along, not really knowing what they're talking about because they haven't learned the thing they're talking about, that is extremely frustrating. That's what we call somebody being a pretender clown. Fumbling and farting their way through a subject they haven't got a clue about and declaring that it would be unreasonable to us. Yeah, it would, because you haven't learnt it. Somebody who had learnt a subject to the point that they understood how it was right or wrong would be able to detail it. Given 20 or 10 minutes, you'd be able to. You can't because you don't. Awaken Narrative, thank you very much for the super chat. This guy ain't saying $HIT. Indeed, he isn't saying shit. I mean, $HIT. Here we go again. Welcome to Penguin. Thank you for joining as a channel member.
Okay, so what I'm saying is not that I'm not knowing what I learned or what I'm detailing.
But you didn't learn it because
Yeah,
you
so-
can't explain
would
it
be
to us,
frustrating.
man.
Well,
Do you not
there's-
understand how this is all crazy? You came in here, you said, we understand. Well, I know why you flat earthers think that, what the reasoning is that you guys have for things disappearing bottom up. But I also know that that's wrong. So we're asking you, as flat earthers, we're saying, hey, why is that wrong? And you cannot tell us at all. Now you're saying, I didn't prepare for that. I need a presentation. If I had one, it'd take 10 minutes. If I didn't have one, it's going to take me, I don't know how long, and everyone's going to be annoyed. Well, I don't know if you can tell, we're already all annoyed with your silly ass, because this is ridiculous. So can you give us the Cliff Notes version of why you think we're wrong? Like, just like if you were trying to explain it to like a 10-year-old, could you do that at least? That would show us that you have actually learned something. Because other than that, we're just talking shit. Or you are.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Big shout out to Tony Whitcomb, who's just sent £100. I think that's the biggest super chat I've ever had. Maybe not. But big super chat from Tony. Thank you very much indeed. Says Stranger Danger is suffering the severe case of cognitive dissonance. Indeed, he is.
Yeah.
Really? How so?
Because you claim you know something and you've proven nothing but that you don't know anything. You don't even know your arguments. You said you had to study up. What kind of an idiot thinks he knows something but can't present it on a whim? You literally have to go back and then study to build your argument? That means you don't know shit.
Okay,
That's
just-
what that means.
Thank you.
And then he
Arwin,
said this
just
ain't
one
a
second.
debate show.
Just 1 second. Arwin, please either turn your gain down or just back off your mic another couple of inches, because you'll listen back to it and go, God, I sound terrible. I've tried 3 times to tell you. Please turn down the gain on the back of the mic or back off it. Because you're
How's
clipping.
this?
That's better.
Is that better? Okay.
Better.
Now
You
it's
did
half
sound
a
a little
meter
crazy
away.
before.
Perfect. That's much better. It's just so
All
you don't.
right.
When you're passionate, we don't want you clipping your mic. We want to hear that passion.
All right.
That's perfect. You didn't clip even though you shouted. Perfect.
Rah!
Okay, no more testing. Thank you.
So where did I say I needed to study up in order to boil it down?
Well, you said you understood the reasons we give for things disappearing into the distance and that you could prove them wrong, but you can't, and you haven't, and you don't.
Did I say I can prove them wrong?
Yeah, that was your point in all this. You kept telling us we didn't understand
You
your
said you
point, and
know-
then
No,
your
that
point
was
was that
not
you
my
had learned
point.
things
I was-
contrasting
no,
to your,
that-
and now
no,
I'm
that's-
highlighting what he's claimed, and everyone's talking through me. So yes, you claimed that you had learned things contrasting your current rhetoric and belief, and that based on them being learned, you could detail why they were wrong. That's what you
The
claimed.
point of what I was saying.
And now it's a different point that you were saying while I'm detailing the point that you were saying that we've listened to and ripped to shreds in debate. Yeah, no, we don't need you to talk through me telling you what our point is. Our point is ripping apart your point, which was nonsensical. You don't have any
Okay.
learned point to detail to prove
you're
wrong, and you're still doing it. Yeah, why? Because you have nothing, Globers. This is all you have, a great string of nonsense that doesn't take anybody anywhere. This guy's not proving you're on a sphere. This guy's not proving any of our points wrong. He's doing literally nothing but wasting everybody's time, talking through them, trying to wind them up, like he's doing right now. Useless.
Okay, so the only reason these points get shredded is because I'm responding to a question, and then you're taking the point that I'm making by responding to this question and moving the point.
I haven't made a point. You haven't made any point. You haven't caught up to that yet.
You're flashing, but we can't hear you, Stranger Danger. My end. I'll just refresh Discord. Maybe it's me.
Yeah. Stranger Danger, you're complaining about a response to a point that you haven't made. You're meta-talking, whining. Stop it.
Hold on. Stranger Danger, can you drop and rejoin? Because you're flashing, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can someone else in Discord say hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Stranger Danger, please can you drop and rejoin? We can't hear you. Not that I really care. Well, wasn't that
I
fun?
know why you flat earthers are wrong about things disappearing, about them up in the distance. Why are we wrong? Oh, I don't know. That's
We'll have to
great.
learn.
How about is there any scientific evidence for gravity? Yes. Okay. Where are they? Oh, I need to prepare for it. How much time do you need? Well, if I prepare for it 10 minutes, well, have 20. Help.
This is what the globe has, man. It's just sad. It's so terrible.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm really prepared.
Yeah, that's about the level that we get. This isn't a debate. Oh, really? Let's discuss your baseless stereotyping fallacy. Oh, no. Because that would be a debate now, wouldn't it?
What was he going at when he came in with knowledge and inferior? What was his end game there?
Tom. You guys think you're so clever. That's what he's saying.
Well, prove us wrong.
We didn't get into any
That's
debating
just
points
this
about the
guy,
subject
this
matter.
is-
Go on, Chocolate, sorry.
This is his tactic. He doesn't come here to prove globe. All he does is ask about flat Earth and our views and our stance. He doesn't come here to prove globe. I know this guy. He's done it in 24/7. He does it here. This is his tactic. So
Yeah. So
Sorry.
he's got a history. He's got a history of doing the same thing. Is what you're saying.
yeah. This is nothing new with this guy. That's why I called him a master, because that's the name I know him on. And I mean, the previous history has nothing to do with, anything in particular, except the fact that he's doing the same nonsense here now. After all this time, this is the same tactic. So it's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Well, it has nothing to do with it, except he keeps doing it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he did it before and it was just like whatever, if he came here today with a better argument or an argument to begin with, that would have been something. I wouldn't be talking about what he's done. But he's already displayed that this is his tactic. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, the IQ is not high because this is called Flat Earth Debate Show. So you come on, we have these housekeeping questions that get asked every day, and we're basically asking for someone to debate them with us. Then it turns into this nonsense.
Well, when they don't have arguments, then they come in and complain how there isn't any debate because they don't come in to debate. And then it's our fault that they don't come in to debate us because they have no arguments. That's what he's been doing.
Yeah, then we wind up debating about whether or not it's a debate show. It's pathetic. Come with some evidence for the sphere. You'd think you'd have tons of it. Western world. I can make this baseless generalisation because it isn't baseless. Most of the Western world think they're on a sphere. Facts. We're in the minority. So you'd think you'd have an absolute ton of evidence to prove your religious worldview. But there isn't any. Literally none. So we have to debate about whether or not flat earthers challenging the globe earthers to actually provide some evidence are having debates or not. When people often come here with claims of sphericity and earth turn and sky vacuums, and we pull them apart. Yeah, it's absolutely a debate show. The fact that the opponent has got so little to offer that they'd rather debate about the format of the show than their claim Earth's a sphere should be very telling to anybody watching.
Yeah. The normie out there believes all, and he says that we're all the same here. We're all your puppet, or what was the word he used? Not puppet.
Parrot.
Parrot. Yeah. Gee, I know that I've been in debates over other issues with my good friends here on the panel. We're not all thinking the same things on every subject, but we all have looked into this subject, and we have determined by those 8 housekeeping questions, or 9, whatever they are now, that, hey, you know what? We were lied to, and I'm going to join this debate, and let's see if the ballers can come and answer these questions. And they can't.
Maybe he would have had more fun like 3 years ago when there was 7 ballers on this panel flinging crap all over the place like they did. Maybe he would have enjoyed that back then. But now there is no debate because Yeah, there's no evidence for your globe. Maybe that's your complaint. Maybe you should take that up with your side. Why?
And yeah,
Can't we
if there
debate
isn't
these
any
guys?
evidence for the globe, then why are we even asking them for it?
It's a
Because they keep
demonstration
running
that there
around
is
thinking
no.
that it's out there.
Exactly, it's a demonstration that there isn't any. So if you don't ask
Yeah,
people to present their evidence, people
fair
just
enough.
assume that there's tons of it. Well, no, there isn't any. There's not a shred of evidence that we live on a sphere. Just outrageous claims backed by religious fundies.
That's why he says he needs 10 minutes, because he doesn't have anything.
Right. No, he's got his automatic worldview that everyone else in the Western world has, that he claims he's looked into to challenge, and he hasn't. You can't rattle off the explanations we give to debunk their claim we have physical geometric sphere edge horizons and things disappearing at feet and inches or meters value, which doesn't change with distance, excluding all aspects of angular size. That would be perspective. That's our argument. So what was that, 5 sentences tops? Really easy. But you can't summarise it because he hasn't learnt it. But he's claiming he's learnt it and therefore knows why it's wrong. And that we're not having a debate and I'm here to scam people. It's an absolute outrage. On that note, I just want to make a quick mention of my GoFundMe campaign. So if you did want to support me treating this YouTube studio, there's a GoFundMe campaign link in the info box and in the live chat right now. How dare he call me a scammer? I'm not just here for money. It's a total outrage.
How dare they is right.
Smash the super chat.
Smash the super chat, indeed.
Smash that super chat.
Wow, Nathan, you really went to a base level there.
A base level, eh? Actually, just for those who have actually contributed, big thank you, because I've actually got something come through the post today, literally just before the show started.
You
I'll show
believe
this
that the
box.
Earth
I don't know
is
if it'll
flat
fit on
or
camera,
round?
so I'll just show this on camera. Let's see if I can get my lines on. Oh God, I'm smacking everything with this giant acoustic treatment box. Just give me a second. I might as well show it on a live show just so someone can actually see what I've been purchasing. So this is my. Can I fit it on camera? No, I can't.
Did you hear Neil?
A giant box with bass traps in it. So while the last 5 minutes of this live show's rolling, I'm going to open this box on mute so you can't hear a load of rustling. Hopefully you'll talk amongst yourselves and won't be dead air for the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Neil. Are you doing
Hold on,
a
I
live
got
interview?
a Rastafari who said he was taught in school in Jamaica, right? That the earth was round. How old are you, Dred? 55? Okay, so there you have it.
Well, it could be a planisphere. It could be round, but is it a globe?
I see what you're saying. It could be round, but not necessarily a globe, as in a ball.
I got a quarter in my pocket that's round. It's not
Yeah,
a
but he
ball, is
asked
it?
me, how come we don't fall off then?
Fall off what?
He said if it's flat, they taught him that there was an edge, and we would fall off if we went
Well,
to the edge of the earth.
ask him how water stays on a round ball.
How does water stay in a round ball? Yeah, because that's what it is, right? We're 70% water, Dred. How come we're on a round ball? It's a good question, right? Yeah, we may have some success here.
Ask him if he's ever seen water level or round.
Have you seen water level?
Oh,
In
you
other
cut
words,
out.
if you look at water on a river, it's flat, right? It's not round. You don't see it in a ball. So how are we a spinning water ball in the middle of space, violating the natural law of thermodynamics? Second law of thermodynamics, you can't have gas pressure out of a container.
Well,
And
here
we
he
live in a
goes.
pressurized system, right? So how can we be the vacuum of space? Right? Think about it. True, right? Is it?
Getting
I
alive.
gotta change the subject because Nathan put up that picture with him and Patricia Spear again. that lady's beautiful.
You can't get much better than
go
that,
on.
right? How's that variety? You've got a live debate going on in the background between Neil and someone in his actual presence. You've got me unboxing acoustic treatment and spray glue. Man, what a great variety you get on Flat Earth Debate.
No. I had him on for the guys listening too. They were feeding me the questions. Yeah,
Well,
but
some
you
people-
don't throw a
some-
picture of Patricia Steer up there. They'll throw me off track.
Some people are only here to reduce their personal bias, though.
By getting educated to the point they
Oh,
can tell an audience what we think and why it doesn't work, house, and yeah, I get you. Sorry, I'm slightly fumbling over my words because I'm trying to read this super chat with my lights on bright, so I'm going to turn my lights off and actually read it. Pugsley Lovejoy. Aircraft carrier jets up for an hour, flying in all directions, return to the same spot they took off from, and the carrier has not moved 1,000 miles an hour with the globe. Right on, Pugsley. There is no 1,000 miles an hour turn of the earth underneath things not attached at the equator. It just doesn't happen. We'd notice. Also, a shout out to Nomad for hitting the super chat. Really do appreciate your support.
Well, tell us about the base.
It's just a foam cube that's a foot by one.
The Rastafarian walked away shaking his head. I got him thinking.
I love it, Neil. Man on the street.
Sounds like it's all about that bass. That bass.
No treble.
Well, we do get in treble a lot, though.
Just kudos to Neil. Yeah, thank you, Neil, for having a nice live debate about the fakeness that is the sky vacuum and the violation of the second law of thermodynamics. If the sky was a vacuum, the gas we breathe would fill the space. We'd have no air to breathe. It would all expand at high speed, rapidly in all directions, into that availability of volume, which is a space it can fill. And what do they claim the sky is? They gave it a name, didn't they? They called it space! How ironic. They're just laughing at us. Another shout out to Awaken Narrative. I am offended by Nathan blaming the Western world. I'm not blaming anybody. That's just a statement of truth, though, right? Who's going to challenge me on this? Most of the Western world think they're on a sphere. Is that a challengeable statement in any way, shape, or form? Are you going to prove that most of the Western world don't think they're on a sphere? They do. That's the purpose of this show. Now, the fact that we can't be challenged, or there is no decent rebuttal to any of the questions we put forward, doesn't mean it's not a debate. It just means that there isn't a globe beneath your feet. That's what it actually means.
Maybe it's that thing where it's starting to bother them that nobody's coming here and actually shutting us down. Maybe it's getting to them like, why are these guys still here asking these damn questions?
No, I heard they're still boycotting. That's a bunch of bull.
That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. And we had that after about 6 months of the show when we clamped down and stopped their nonsense. Suddenly they said, oh, we're going to boycott you then if you're going to win. How dare you not be capable of actually proving our arguments right by having to shut them down constantly and porn bomb you if you're winning. We're not playing then. Another shout out to Nomad for hitting the super chat. Really do appreciate your support. With that, I'm going to say, if you're watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who smashed the super chat, and especially big thank you today to all of you who actually did hit the GoFundMe campaign, as much as I said it in jest because someone was claiming that, oh no, where's it gone? Where's my GoFundMe campaign gone? Let's just bring that up because I do actually wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who has actually supported that on account of the fact that I've now got some actual things to show you, which I've just unboxed on the live stream. So if you did want to support my GoFundMe campaign, when you hit the donate button, just make sure you set the tip amount to 0, as opposed to the 10%, which it starts it off at automatically. And then all contributions will go to the fund. It is almost done, so it may not be the case that after this weekend I actually end up plugging this GoFundMe anymore, as it's not that far off its target. So huge, massive thank you to everyone who has supported the GoFundMe campaign up until now, on account of the fact that I have actually got something to show for it, which is always the purpose for those of you who actually support it. You want to see something that's actually been purchased that will do something useful, and those little cubes are. I've also ordered some other bits and bobs, so again, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to everybody who supported my GoFundMe campaign. Once again, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Massive thank you to today's Discord and Google panels for making today's live show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video. Shout out to FE Diplomat for joining Nathan Oakley 1980